All right, guys, welcome back to another one. Thanks for stopping into the channel. I love when you guys check out these gear install gun reviews. I love doing this stuff. I would be doing this stuff anyway out here in the shop, with or without you guys, but I'm glad to have you along for the ride. So you guys have been hounding me on social media. What is going on with the TSOS Raider project? And I'm happy to announce our partnership and the conclusion of this project with final assembly from the folks over at GreenTickTactical Solutions. That's a mouthful, but you guys go check them out. I'm going to have them right here, their IG handle. Very, very responsive. Just a phenomenal team of guys to work with, and I can't tell you enough how much they knocked this project out. And, you know, I don't send my firearms just to anybody, so it was very nice to know that they've done several. It's kind of hard, it's kind of funny, it's to say 1911s and optic cuts and stuff. It's kind of like voodoo or, you know, kind of anti, 1911 to think that you want to put a red dot on one of these. And I really was on the fence for a while after getting this from TSOS, whether I actually should cut the slide or not. And now that this thing is back, I'm super happy to tell you that I would do that 1,000,000 times over after seeing the work from the guys over at GreenTick. So GreenTickTactical Solutions, check them out on IG, shoot them a message, let them know you saw the video. And without further ado, guys, me yapping, check this freaking thing out. So I sent it to my guy over there that I've been talking to through IG, and I was like, hey man, I've got like an idea in my head. I know I want to refinish the Cerakote, which let's just, before we get to the cuts and what the details are about this project, can we just take a minute to really appreciate just the phenomenal work that they've done on the Cerakote. I don't know if this camera is doing it any type of justice, but the angles on this thing are absolutely clean. The chamber area where, I mean, we put about 200 rounds through this thing already. I mean, the back face of where the firing pin goes, I mean, this thing is freaking flawless. Now, getting to what I had in mind for this project, I wanted some crazy cuts that nobody else would have. I didn't really want to run any iron sights anymore, which I knew that going into the optic cut. I'm still on the fence whether I want to replace this or not with a pinned front sight just for really aesthetics. I'm probably not going to, just to make the internet even more mad that we cut in 1911. But this is the TSOS Raider. It comes already Cerakoted from the factory, which this looks, I mean, it's very, very close, but I'm going to say this is a little bit more high quality of a finish. It's not going to rub off near as fast, I hope. So fingers crossed on that. But this optic cut is directly for a RMSC platform, which if you guys are familiar with the 407K, the 507K series of red dots. Now the reason that is because you can't, I mean, I guess technically you could cut this for an RMR, but the problem would be when you look at the pistol on the side, you would be like one of those, you know, Cali lean trucks that the kids run around in now, those with their giant wheels poking out this far past the fender. Same scenario on this pistol. It's just not really going to jive well and be, you know, good enough for a holster and that type of thing. So we reached out to the folks at C&H Precision and got one of their EDC optics, which has the RMSC footprint. Now, I was kind of worried about this optic not having the parts in-house. See, this has 4 posts where they cut this directly for a 507K, 507K. Wow, if I could talk tonight, guys. And I wasn't sure how this was going to interface, but to my surprise, which I had zero doubt in the team at GreenTick, but I mean, it's so tight. I have to make sure I get this thing in there perfect. I'm new to direct milling stuff. I'm an MOS guy. Yeah, that thing, the fit and finish on this cut. Now, I don't have any screws holding this in, but there is zero, I'm talking zero daylight coming through there. I mean, it is like a glove, match made in heaven. And you'll see as I hold this red dot, looking from the bottom, zero, almost, I mean, very, very minimal overhang. Exactly what I wanted. Now, imagine if that was an RMR, that thing would be Fat Man over the side. But, dude, this thing is going to be freaking wicked. Look at that rear sight picture with the rear sight already in there. Oh, my word. Now, the cool part about the EDC is it gives you the appearance of a full-size optic without sacrificing the window. And I don't know if you guys have seen it already. I'm going to go ahead and clip this in of the torturing of this thing. It is absolutely built like a brick shit house. So check that out now.
Ready? Here we go. I'm gonna put it at slide lock. Here we go. Everybody ready? Here we go. If you think it didn't land on the optic, let's do it again. That landed on the optic.
So you guys can see this thing will have zero issues knocking out some 45 ACP recoil. And just for you guys that have asked on IG and Reddit and social media, check out the front serrations on this. I love how it's kind of like a sergeant stripe almost. And my guy over at GreenTick, he was like, hey, I've got a cut in mind I kind of want to be working on, but you know, he had it on an M&P and didn't really have it on a 1911 yet. I said, dude, guess what? Listen to me. If you want to do this, if you want to cut this slide, you have freaking at it. I'm not going to care. I think it's going to look badass either way. And I'm blown away by the finish and the workmanship, craftsmanship, the amount of engineering that goes behind running one of these and figuring this out on a slide. And the turnaround time was phenomenal. I think he had my stuff for 2 weeks, shipped it back, donezo. Gosh, man, I cannot wait to put the barrel back in this thing. And this has a stainless barrel from T-Sauce, so that's going to shine through really nice. Got the Raider logo right there, kind of subdued. I love it. But I love that this is a 1911. That side profile is so nasty, but then you're going to have that super, super shiny, brand new stainless barrel shining through that bad boy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do a red dot install video. I know you guys have seen one in the previous on the Glock 19 MOS with the CNH Precision plate up on that hollow sun, but I really do think guys get a lot of value out of it. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, guys, so back to the action. This is not going to take long at all. I've done several of these for other guys and myself. So you will see here, they have it direct milled for an RMSC footprint. They've got their screw holes. They got their front post. The rear post doesn't matter, even though our red dot does have a rear post. At least it doesn't interface in a wrong way. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing in here. Again, the fit and finish on this particular cut is just absolutely ridiculous. The pocket that this thing is milled into, it just absolutely, you just feel it lock into those posts. I can see the screw holes very nicely here. Sorry, getting you guys in focus. The pinholes in the top, not much play at all. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing installed. So what I do is, now GreenTick did provide their own set of hardware, so we're going to use that. And the the Torx head that I'm using is a T10. So I know, guys, forgive me the focus. I'm going to try my best to get this on camera. I'm a one-man show here on a tripod. So what I like to do is I take this bit and by hand, I make sure these are not cross-threaded. That's your number one thing to watch out for on this type of style install is take your time, don't cross-thread, or you're absolutely screwed. So take this bit, and without a lot of pressure, you just want to rotate this counterclockwise until you hear that click. And what that means is it's going to seat on top of the threads and not be cross-threaded. So let me get that going. And also, guys, another reason I don't want to use a full-size screwdriver is I don't want the massive amount of pressure on this screw head. And as you guys can see, the machining on this, let's go and get this focused. The machining on this is absolutely ridiculous. I've got zero resistance twirling this by hand, man. It is just absolutely going in there like butter. And obviously, before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and put just a dab Loctite on this thing. If I can go ahead and get this camera to focus, you're probably going to hear me say that 100 times today. There we go, if it'll stay. It's not going to take a whole lot, just a dab like that. When I mean a dab, baby. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. I've got one screw that's in there dry. All jokes intended, holding it in. All right, and now the other screw. Easy peasy. Let's get this in there, boys, without making a mess, which with Loctite's kind of difficult not to. All right, so both screws are in the sight and just barely snug down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in just a standard old Walmart Winchester screwdriver, and I'm going to get these snugged up before we get them to their final torque specs. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go from the right to left, pushing down on the sight. I'm going to just barely get that to where it's bottoming out. Perfect. Get that to where it's bottoming out. All right, so that is on there and not torqued yet. And you can just see, just take a minute in the install process to really appreciate the pocket that is milled out on this thing. It's like a freaking glove, man. I'm telling you, they knocked it out of the park, the boys at GreenTick. So if you don't have one of these and you mess with guns, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm not sponsored by Wheeler in any shape or form. You guys have got to pick you up one of these, a Wheeler torque wrench. It will save your freaking life. I'm talking long guns, shotguns, red dots, pistol red dots, ARs, whatever needs a torque spec, and you've got a firearm, you can dial it up to here. I'm telling you, I'm not a sponsor, and they have never contacted me. I paid for this with my own money, but I love this freaking thing. So we've got it dialed up to 12 inch-pounds on here, and it's a very, very simple procedure. Since they're both snugged up, we're going to go ahead and hit this on the right side, and there's not anything special to it. I'm going to kind of go alternating here. Let's see if it's going to torque it on down here. There you go. There's 15. Oh, I'm sorry, 12. And there's 12. Boys, and there you freaking have it. That is how you torque down and install a pistol red dot. Super clean, super, super nice. And we're going to go ahead and reassemble this bad boy and give you the final look of this T-Sauce Raider before we head to the range and absolutely burn it down with this thing. Now, I'm going to show you guys just a simple trick that will make your anxiety and OCD very, very happy here. So once we get this torqued down, which it is torqued, I'll go ahead and get my paint pen set up, and really specifically here, this is an oil-based Sharpie paint pen. I'm pretty sure it even says oil-based. Yeah, oil-based Sharpie. I like silver. I've seen the guys at C&H Precision use blue, yellow, green, whatever color you want, something visible that you can see. I like silver because it doesn't stand out super bad. So what I'm going to do, and you don't have to be, this is not a Picasso deal here, guys. This is super, super easy. Just one of the final steps, the icing on the cake. You want to have a very, very nice visible mark on these bad boys. I'm going to go ahead and let me make this off camera. I can't do it with the camera. Now, don't let your OCD get the best of you, guys. I know I am extremely OCD when it comes to firearms. But right here, all you have to do, give yourself a nice, fat witness mark on that bad boy. It doesn't have to be super straight. It just has to be where you can quickly look down and see if your screw has moved or not. So I do that to all of my optics. I'm even going to do it to the battery compartment when this video is over, just because I like to know if my stuff is backing out. I do that on my rifles, my AR, my pistol red dots, whatever. Make sure you're doing that. Save yourself a lot of headache and wondering if my screws are tight. Go ahead and witness mark those bad boys. You're going to thank yourself later.
And every night that he's gone, she gets on the telephone and makes the devil happy once again. When she said, give him just a second, in a second he'll be leaving. They can give him mama what mama's been missing. I really thought I loved him, but my love was in his money. I get so excited I can hear her when she's calling. Sancho, Sancho can. When he leaves town, that's when I move in, and it hurts my heart to do it, but I'm a Sancho.
All right, guys, so there you freaking have it. This is the absolute nastiest Raider on the internet right now. The direct milled, the slide work. Check out how you can see that barrel through that slide work on camera. That is so freaking wicked. Let's get this slide rocked back. Look at that. I mean, just check that out. The guys over at GreenTick freaking killed it. The mill work is just, dude, I don't even have words for how nasty awesome this pistol has truly become. TLR1 on there. Let's go ahead and dump this mag, get this thing out of here. And let's go ahead and put in the big boy daddy right here. Look at this. The old Pro Mag, just for the Reddit goons. Check that out. Golly, buddy. That is so sick. This thing just feels like America in your hands right here. I don't care who you are. Just a good old 45, 1911 with an extendo, a red dot, a cut slide, serrations. I mean, I don't have words. Let's go ahead and see one more thing here. So you guys may have saw, if you follow us on the IG page, this is the second holster I've ever wrapped. I know I've had a lot of guys ask me if I'm going to do this or if I'm going to do a video on it. This is the only other one I've ever done, so I don't have any more wrap. I'm not a wrap company, but I thought it came out pretty good. This is just my old, well, not old, but this is my Black Hawk T-Series, kind of like a Safariland killer, and I know you guys are going to laugh about that, but this thing truly is built like a brick shit house. Just a super, super nice piece of equipment, and I love wrapping these things. They just come out so nice. Not a whole lot of wrinkles or bubbles. Really take your time doing an X-Acto knife, but the cool thing is this is for like a Glock 19, Glock 45 with a red dot. Got that thumb release. Let's go ahead and just check it here together. I have not seen if this holster will fit in here with the red dot just yet. So let's just see if it will. Oh my gracious. I love it. I love this thing so much. This is going to be such a nice piece of equipment to carry. And the holster just, gosh, man, it's just like peanut butter and jelly, man. So there you go, boys. You've got the T-Sauce Raider. You've got the Black Hawk T-Series, match made in heaven here. If you're going after the old Marsoc 2005, 2007 vibes, this is it all day. So you guys go check out the rest of the videos. I've got another unboxing on this gun if you haven't seen it in previous videos. I'm going to have a full shooting video of this bad boy on the range with a range report and maybe a sight-in procedure for you guys looking for that zero your red dot quick, get the dope quick and get it in your holster. But hope you guys enjoy the series. Shout out to GreenTickTactical. Those boys absolutely hooked the channel up. Go check them out. I'm going to have them in a link below in the description. Go check them out. Send your gun over to them. Very, very high quality, high attention to detail. There you go. There's their phone number. There's their email. And there is their @ on IG. And shout out to CNH Precision for jumping in the chat and getting on this project as well. Use code MOJO. Right there, Mojo, for 10% off any optics through CNH on their line of optics. But guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Check out the other videos. A shooting review video of this coming soon where we burn this sumbitch to the ground. And as always, boys, we'll catch you on the next one.